What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. And with Pokemon Legends ZA just around the corner at this point, I think I just gotta come out and say it. This is the most conflicted I think I've ever felt surrounding the release of a Pokemon game. Now, on the one hand, I'm like just so excited for this game because I think it's going to be incredible. But on the other hand, I'm just not a fan of the practices that Game Freak in particular is implementing into this game. A lot of it I feel like is on the hands of Nintendo, but I also think Game Freak is making a lot of bad decisions when it comes to how they're like marketing this game and how like the things that they are implementing into it I think is going to set a very bad precedent for the future of Pokemon. So that's what has me very worried about this game. But let's just delve into it. Let's go into the good and the bad. So starting off with the good, why am I really excited for this game? Well, when it comes to the story, man, I feel like this is going to be one of the best stories that's ever been presented in a Pokemon game. Like the fact that Mega Evolutions like have such a big factor within the narrative is something that I like wanted to see since X and Y, because while Mega Evolutions were a prominent factor in X and Y, it kind of felt like they disappeared from the narrative like after the second gym badge. So or after the third gym badge. So it didn't really, they kind of felt inconsequential to the narrative after a while. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what does a Kalos game look like where the Mega Evolutions are at the forefront of the narrative. And that's going to be really cool to me. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I want to see what does Mega Lucario do? What do all of these megas do and how do they how are they incorporated into the narrative? I really want to see what they do there. Another thing that I'm really looking forward to, man, these graphics, these are like the best that I've seen from a Pokemon game in years, in my opinion. This is the best I think a Pokemon game has ever looked, and at least in the Switch era, right? Like ZA looks honestly incredible. And if you're just comparing it to the last couple of Pokemon games, this feels like a complete evolution of the Switch era. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how this game like is running and just like how everything looks when I play it, because I'm going to be playing on the basic Switch. I didn't buy a Switch too, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this game first of all looks on the Switch, but also how it runs. That this could fall into the negatives category just because I'm playing on the Switch 1, but we'll see. We'll see on launch. What else, man? There's a lot that I actually am a fan of. Like I think just also like the characters. The characters actually look very cool in this game as well. Like I'm looking forward to seeing how AZ is incorporated into the narrative. Like what's going to be referenced back from X and Y. I know there's already some characters that are going to be in ZA, like Mabel and all that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing which old characters come back into the narrative. Like, are we going to see Sycamore again? Are we going to see like we're going to see ZA, but or we're going to see Z? I don't know his name. AZ. How did I forget AZ? I forgot AZ somehow, but yeah, we're going to see AZ. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens next within the narrative. Like, which characters are going to be brought back? That's what I'm most looking forward to. Now, we're moving out of the positives, unfortunately, because while this game has a plethora of positives, and I mean plethora, I'm very excited to see how this game is going to be. There's a lot of negatives too. Well, there's really only like two glaring negatives. One negative that I really have with this game is locking the Mega Kalos starters behind a paywall, meaning locking them behind like online ranked battle that you have to play for Switch Online. I don't like that for one reason in particular. If you were going to lock them behind a paywall, essentially, you need to advertise that to the people that are going to buy your game, because I can't tell you, man. Like I was reacting to this trailer when it was dropping. I was reacting to the megas, and I got so excited. I was literally one of the most excited I think I've ever been, because all I have wanted for years, ever since I was a kid, was to have the Kalos starters get Mega Evolutions. I've been wanting it since I was a kid, man. And now I feel like I was finally getting what I've always wanted, and that's like a Mega Greninja, Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox. I was so excited to use them on my team. And then I found out after the direct that they are essentially going to be locked behind a paywall, and they're locked behind like seasons of like ZA Battle Club or whatever it's called. But I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I was when I saw that. And I know I'm not alone because when everybody else found out about that, you could feel the collective excitement for these Mega Evolutions drop. Like everybody was so hyped, and then immediately everybody was just lukewarm to them after that. And that shouldn't be the case, man, because like I said, we have been waiting for these Mega Evolutions for years. We finally get them, and you lock them behind a paywall. Why are you doing that? That is something that makes no sense to me. Like that's just scummy business practices, in my opinion. That's taking something that you know your customers are desperate to have, and you're locking it behind a paywall. The game is already $69.99. I'm not paying for Nintendo Switch Online for a couple megas, man. That's just not right. I'm not a fan of that. Sorry, I don't rock with that at all. That is one of the worst decisions I think Nintendo and Game Freak have made with the Pokemon IP. Like, sure, they've made a lot of mistakes, but this one hurts the most because they are blatantly taking Pokemon that all of us have wanted to see get Mega Evolutions, and they're using Mega Evolution as like uh what's the right word for it? They're using Mega Evolution as kind of like a carrot to everybody, like holding it in front of everybody's face, being like, "You want this Mega Evolution? Yeah, you're gonna have to pay money for it, right?" Like, why are you holding back content? I don't like that. Like, sure, they're still technically in the game, but like Delphox and Chestnut in particular, you're not going to be able to use on the initial playthrough because they're not going to be in the same season as Greninja. Like, stuff like that I don't like, man. Like I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to like make the longevity of the game last longer. I get that. Like they're setting up Gen 10, but like come on, man. This isn't cool at all. And I think they know it, but all they see is money at the end of the day when it comes to these games, when it comes to these Pokemon. Legend ZA is money to them at the end of the day. And what a better way to prove it than my last topic that I'm going to be discussing today, and that is the announcement of DLC before the game even drops. Now, everybody has talked ad nauseum about this. Everybody's talked about why this is bad, but I just want to hammer in the fact that one, we don't even have a ZA yet, but two, we have no idea what this DLC is going to look like. This DLC could be horrible, and they want us to essentially pre-order not only the game, but they want us to pre-order the DLC before it even launches. So if you are playing the game on the Switch 2, you are paying $69.99, and then most likely we're paying like $30 or something for the DLC. And don't forget, you have to pay for the online before or so you can get your Kalos Megas. If you factor all that in, this Pokemon game is going to be north of $100 before you even put it in the console or download it. That is ridiculous to me, man. Like, this new era of Pokemon is one that is getting very, very hard to support. And, like, I love Pokemon. I'm always going to love Pokemon. But it's stuff like this. If they're going to do stuff like this in this new era of Pokemon that they're doing, I can't get behind that. So I'm not going to be using the Kalos Megas because I'm not paying for their shitty online. I'm probably going to play the DLC, but I'm not pre-ordering that shit. I need to know what this DLC looks like before I pre-order it or anything like that. But like it's stuff like this. It's the fact that they expect you to get it. They expect you to get it that I don't like. But I think that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. How do you guys feel about this new era of Pokemon? Do you kind of feel similar to me, or do you think the complete opposite? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.